So we should start seeing people connecting. And we are also connecting to our live stream. Yep. Beautiful. Good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Good time of day to whoever's joining us to our live trading room here at the Trading Pit. And we have here Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading doing the usual live trading room. I'm not going to take too much of your time, everyone. I do know that the markets are crazy. Lachlan was just telling me that we're not in a regular kind of a market moment at the moment. We have some stuff going on, and you guys are going to have a lot of fun and very interesting trading session. I just want to say, everyone, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. I think today, tomorrow on our YouTube channel as well. We're going to have a few videos coming up with a very special guest, which is this guy right here, Lachlan, teaching us a thing or two about the basics. But for now, enjoy your trading session, everyone.
Thank you, Alan. That's brilliant. So hi, everybody. I hope you are amazing. Lockie here. I'm going to be taking you through the session, guys, as Alan has already said, and it goes again, as we do every week. A big shout out to TTP, guys, for supporting us in the journey. Guys, it's certainly a very exciting one. And again, Alan was absolutely spot on. Guys, our normal lead-in volume into this trading session is around about 45,000. At the moment, it's 237,000. So this is the fallout from the Trump tariffs, guys, that have just started to cruise around the world. Long story short, guys, there are some big winners and there's some big losers. I think that's a polite way. I think that's a polite way of putting it. So we're recording, which is great. I'll just grab your chat function. I'll just make sure everybody can chat to everybody, which you can, which is fantastic. It's all good to rock and roll. You can see slides. So we should be in a great place. Now, I will grab, as we kick off, I will have some assistant moderators in today. Guys, they're very, very good at what they do. So let me just make sure I've got a couple of, there's one of the notorious ones straight off the bat. So I've got Andy from Melbourne. So Matt, I hope you are absolutely fantastic.
Yes, very well. Thank you, Lockie.
Very well. It's a classic accent, man. I do love that accent.
I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he one of his mates sent him a text of he fell asleep last night before Trump did his speech, and he had $155,000 in profit, and he fell asleep and he woke up to a negative sum.
No. Oh dear. Please, guys and girls, please never go to sleep. In saying that, you can go to sleep as long as you've got trailing stops in place and you know you can't go back the other way. We've had a very good week this week. It's been really, really good fun. We have one of the traders. I put an Instagram post up congratulating a trader called the Super G, guys, but he did just almost $45,000, guys, almost 45,000 US profit in the live trading room on Tuesday. So there's a lot. In fact, Monday. It was Monday. No, Tuesday. It was Tuesday. So look, the volatility is really exciting if you get on the right side of it. Whereas if you get on the wrong side of it, it's not a lot of fun. So today we are going to be focused very, very heavily on risk control, let me tell you. So as I'll run through your introduction slides as quickly as I possibly can. So as I said, for those just joining us, welcome. Guys, we are going live around the world as well as live on Zoom. So my name is Lockie. Guys, I'm the lead educator at Samurai Day Trading out of Singapore. So welcome to the session. Again, guys, thank you to TTP for the support, guys, in getting the word out there about Samurai. It's certainly been a lot of fun so far, guys. I think this year, there's I know I said it at the start of the year, there's going to be a lot of volatility. I think this is simply just an introduction of what is about to come. Now, As we are going to be trading futures today, some people are trading CFDs. I do need to mention, as we're going to be going across multiple jurisdictions today. The strictest jurisdictions in the world, guys, are currently the UK, the US, and Singapore. So we're going to cover all of those bases in one go. First and foremost, guys, again, we're trading on futures and CFDs. What does that mean? We can actually lose money and make money as while we're trading today. So there are ultimately two risks in trading. Because we are trading on margin, we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. What does that ultimately mean? There's a little bit more risk, but there's also the potential for greater reward. Now, everything we're doing today, guys, is general information only. The past performance of all financial products, guys, can no longer be used as a reference for future performance. Finally, guys, there's a lovely thing called market risk factors. Because we are trading over the internet today, I'm going to do my best to guide you in and out of the markets as best as I possibly can, guys, based on the strategies that were established, guys, in 2009. I'll tell you about that in a second. But suffice to say, because of these market risk factors, I'll do my best to guide you in and out of the market as per our educational strategies. Long story short, you may not be able to get the same trade entry and trade exit as we do, guys, because of this wonderful variable called the internet. Now, as my history very, very quickly goes to, as you know, I'm the CTO or lead educator at Samurai. A very long story short, I spent 15 years in the regular army, did multiple combat and operational tours overseas. Guys, I left the army just before going to lieutenant colonel school. So I was a major, guys. I've retained my rank. So technically I am a major still, guys. I've held my commission. Ultimately, I got out of the army to become a professional full-time trader because I was fascinated by this incredible thing called the financial markets. Long story short, August 2007, I discovered futures trading. August 2009, I invented my own trading school because I just found there were no decent trading schools in Australia that were being honest about what's going on in the world. And suffice to say, we are here today. So almost everything as we're going to be trading today was invented by myself in 2009 and early 2010, and we're still using exactly the same strategies that we were using then. Now, ultimately, we're going to use a very, very old way of trading, guys. So we do a lot of technical analysis in the background today. We actually have a number of indicators, guys, particularly point number 3 here. The Delta does a lot of technical analysis for us. So some of you might be technical analysis-based traders, and if so, that's fantastic. Suffice to say, we've got a number of indicators that do a lot of that technical analysis for us. The reason being is we run on effectively on a mandate. We've got to let the market do the heavy lifting. So that means the market's going to generate the signals for us. It's going to basically tell us everything we need to do today, where we need to put our stops, where we need to put our targets, basically when to get into the market, when to get out, when to stay out. Guys, the market does everything for us. Now, ultimately, guys, the key today, the volatility is very high for those that have just joined us. Our lead-in volume is normally 45,000. At the moment, it's 239,000. So for those of you that might not be aware, the Trump tariffs have been updated. As the Eurozone's been hit with a 39% tax. I think Vietnam's been hit with a 90%. So there's a couple of big ones out there. Long story short, guys, the key to success in trading today will be dual market confirmation. So if you are a NASDAQ trader in the top left-hand corner, guys, we'll be looking for identical signals on the S&P 500, likewise FDAX to FESX. Guys, the primary reference chart for today will be the FESX. Okay, that is the largest stock index in the world at this time, guys. So it must be listened to. There is no question about that. Now, guys, what to expect ultimately? We're in the European Open today, so we'll probably pick up, guys, normal volume. We pick up around about 12 to 15 trades. I'd suggest the market today will produce probably 60 trades in the 90 minutes that we've got. It's going to move very, very, very fast. Right? So humble warning, it's going to move very fast. It's going to require a lot of risk. So if you are not comfortable with the risk, guys, simply don't take the trade, or you can switch to the micro contracts and take the trade there. I'll guide you as best as I possibly can. Now, today, guys, what I'd suggest we're going to be doing, we'll be using short and long range targets. Typically, if you're going to go for a short and a long range target, you are better off using 2 contracts and splitting your targets, guys. If you don't have the capacity to trade 2 contracts, then just go for the long range target only, and we'll use an RCP, which is called a risk control point. Now, guys, every single trade that we're going to do today has got a minimum of 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Some of the trades today will end up being 100 times in our favor. I'll guide you through that. As required. As more people join us, welcome. As the markets are very, very jumpy today, right? Very jumpy today, so we're going to have to be careful. As we also run a US close live trading room that was absolutely brilliant to watch over the last couple of days. So typically they get more trades. They focus on only 2 markets versus 3. Mind you, the US close, guys, does move far faster than the European Open. So this is a really, really good little gentle session to ultimately learn a little bit about what we do. Now, why do we run a live trading room? As we run a live trading room, Ed, I hope you're fantastic. We run a live trading room ultimately to support traders in the journey to being very, very good. There's a lot of trading schools out there in the world. The vast majority of them can't actually run a live trading room because their signals don't work. So what I like about running a live trading room is we will prove categorically today that our signals work. Now, in saying that, as the LTR is run on a profit first and then ask questions later principle. The reason being is there's some people in the LTR that have been with me for more than 12 years. I was one of those traders, as I mentioned it earlier, has already done around about $48,000 profit, guys, on Tuesday. So $48,000 profit on Tuesday in the live trading room. That's 48,000 US dollars. He had a blinder again last night as well. So some of the traders as in the LTR are probably going to work their way up to around about 100,000 US dollars profit this week, which is always good fun. Guys, now again, when I first got into the game of trading, if I met someone that was doing $30,000 or $40,000 a week, my first response was to be jealous. Guys, I very, very quickly got a little bit smarter and went, hang on a second, I need to know what you're doing, right? So the traders, I say, just to be very, very clear with you, the traders that are doing a very, very significant amount of money in this live trading room, guys, are using ratio-based trades, and they're targeting pivots and key Fibonacci's, right? So I will be showing you that today. Guys, now, just be aware the markets are very volatile, guys. So we'll be using what we call an extreme volume filter as well, as to make sure that one team has run out of steam before we turn around and jump on the other team. As we do run at a plus 90% strike rate, in saying that we did have a losing trade yesterday. I did put an Instagram video out about the losing trade, also put a YouTube video out, guys, about the losing trade. We're very, very transparent about what we do. Guys, if you want to jump on YouTube, Samurai Day Trading is the YouTube channel. And guys, our Instagram is i.love.trading. So literally i.love.trading if you want to jump onto Insta. There is personal considerations, if I can. If you're brand new to trading, please just watch, listen, and learn. Guys, we do this every Thursday. In fact, if you want to join the live trading room, we do it every day of the week twice. So guys, there's currently 10 live trading room sessions running simultaneously. Guys, shortly we're going to move to 15 live trading room sessions running during the day. So sorry, 15 a day. That's not correct. 15 a week. Let me just correct that. So as if you do want to join the live trading room proper, just go to the website and subscribe, and we'll help you along the way. Now, if you are an experienced trader, guys, please do. If you love the trades I'm calling, go for it. If you disagree, don't, guys, because ultimately, if you don't agree with the trade, you're probably going to manage your risk and your profit very badly. We are going to maximize our profit, guys, on every single trade. We have to be very, very careful today because the risk will be high. And ultimately, guys, speaking of risk, if the market does require too much risk for you, if it does require too much risk, guys, please do not take the trade. It's a very, very important point. Today will be all about, ultimately, dare I say it, will be about risk control. Now, let me click on this for you, guys. I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to bring up the charts. Guys, what I will do, if you don't mind, I'm going to turn the camera off. So the camera can sometimes sit over the top of this little FTX chart in the top right-hand corner. So guys, we'll start to strip the cameras down a little bit, make sure that we are 100% on chart. So let me get rid of that for you. And off we go. So guys and girls, at this point in time, just a little bit of a tip, if I can, on the NASDAQ. For the NASDAQ traders, your volatility is normally around about 40 to 50. At the moment, it's around about 117 to 110. So it's at least double. The volatility, guys, is at least double what it normally is. Okay, that's because of the tariff arrangements that came out last night. Now, for the FTX, guys, for the FTX traders, I just want to highlight to everybody, guys, bottom right-hand corner. Guys, can everybody see I've written wow on the chart? This gap down here, so this is the gap between yesterday's trading and today's trading. That gap is absolutely enormous. It's one of the biggest I've actually seen. Guys, I think the FTX gap down, just to give you an idea, around about 400 points. The biggest I've seen, guys, was 600 points. This is a 400-point gap, so we're starting to get out there. There's no question about that. Now, mathematically, as for the mathematicians, mathematically the gap must be closed. So the market must go from here all the way up to here. What does it ultimately mean? Please just don't push the buy signal, because it may not choose to close the gap now. Guys, typically it will run down again, then turn on the hour. So 1 hour into the trading, it will probably turn and try and close the gap. It may actually close the gap tomorrow. As if it does, absolutely brilliant. There's a huge upside opportunity in these markets when everybody stops selling. Mind you, today it looks like it's all about the sell. So therefore, we're going to have to be super switched on. Now, what I do want to highlight is if we go bottom left-hand corner for the American-based traders, we're basically cruising down into a 60-minute chart long down here. Now, if we break through that 60-minute long, which I've got on the screen at 5528.25, as if we sell down through that, then we're probably going to bounce down. It's going to be a really awesome little lesson here. These pink Fibonacci's down the bottom are off the weekly chart at the moment. Guys, almost all of the indexes, have a look at the NASDAQ, right? They're absolutely loving the pink Fibonacci's, which is off the weekly chart. Okay, so therefore, today, guys and girls, may I suggest we're probably trading from pink fib to pink fib. That means we have the potential to go for very, very long range targets today, simply because the market is so volatile. Okay, so volatile. Now, back down here, guys, both US markets, if you look at the daily charts on both US markets, they both look very, very buyer-centric, as in really exciting buy opportunity to the high side. We've basically just got to wait for those buy opportunities to set. Now, as we got ready for the trading session today, this is what we call a static bar reversal. You can see there it's got a little label underneath it. This is what I meant before by the indicators doing the technical analysis for you. So there's mathematical algorithms running behind the charts that are doing all of the mathematics for you. So that's what referred to as a minus. Whoa, okay. I'm being told my antivirus has expired right in the middle of a thing. I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's correct. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. You can probably tell this is 100% live. Now, what we're doing here, guys, this is a mathematical code that is running behind the charts. What it ultimately means is this little candle here is normally the gift that just keeps giving. All right, what does that ultimately mean? As if the NASDAQ does sell down on open and we get below this level here, guys, we're looking for little buy signals above 19,054. Right, so above 19,054. You guys can see these black diamond deltas on this candle here. If we do sell lower than that and we fail at Fibonacci, all of the black diamond deltas long, they're all valid, of which there's at least 5, guys, in that little cluster there, right? So at least 5. Now, interesting point. What have they just done down? What have they just done on NASDAQ? Guys, they've sold back down. Basically, they're romancing the buyers to try and come back into the market here, which is not unusual for them to do. Okay, now, S&P 500, more on that is what I'm going to do for the S&P 500 traders. Again, please be aware that on both of the US markets, we do have a higher high on the 4-hour charts. We may trigger 4-hour swing trigger shorts. Now, this actually leaves us in a very exciting situation. As if we trigger a 4-hour swing trigger short, which we have on both markets, and they fail, if those swing trigger shorts fail to sell down, we're looking for very, very long range longs, long range longs, guys, massive trades. All right, now that's actually kind of exciting because we're going to have really, really small risk and massive potential targets, which is always good fun. Now, to help the S&P 500 traders, help the S&P, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to give you a Fibonacci. Okay, we're always going to draw our Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. Guys, and please note that the spine of your Fibonacci is always drawn from left to right. If you're drawing your Fibonacci back that way, guys, it's actually backwards. Just be a little bit careful about that one. What I do want to highlight, guys, on both American markets is if we do go much further to the high side, NASDAQ is already in a 60-minute long. As if the S&P 500 gets up to this 60-minute long, then both American markets are going to fly to the high side. Now, please be advised though, okay, earlier on today, this one here, the S&P 500 failed to trigger a 4-hour long, right? That's meant to say hour. You can tell that the session's completely live. So guys, if the S&P 500, and look what they've just done, guys, this is brilliant. Can everybody see this little static bar reversal here on the S&P 500, this orange one? What the sellers have just done, the sellers have just sold down, stolen the stair step, re-triggered that static bar reversal long and flown to the high side. So if they do that again on European Open, my experienced S&P 500 traders, we're going to buy the market, provided all of the boxes are ticked, and we're going to try and trade up to a minimum of the S2. Okay, a minimum of the S2, which is going to produce obviously a very, very large trade. Some of my more experienced traders may have already traded this signal. May have already traded that SBR there. Now, I know I mentioned it before. If you've got a label on the screen like SBR or this little +4 there, or if you got that one there or the -3 there, just be aware that simply all of the technical analysis that most people normally do manually in their heads, we're doing all of the technical analysis automatically for you. So it means that you don't have to be a mathematician, guys, to be good at trading. Now, with the Europeans, as we do have Italian, French, and German news in the last 15 minutes, just be aware we don't trade the last 15 minutes of the hour, with the exception, guys, of a pivot-based reversal. So that probably won't be an issue for us today. Right, all the news is in the last 15 minutes. Mind you, the Swiss of Elizabeth, they will be. So guys, the margins may have gone up. The margins may have gone up on the markets because of the volatility. Right, so guys, I was about to say, you may have to switch to a micro contract in order to trade safely today. Or what you could do is say, you know what, Lockie, there's going to be a great lesson today on when to trade the market and when not to trade the market. Maybe I should focus on just understanding how to read the market really, really well. So either way. Now, guys, I would suggest we're going to get an initial plunge on the European markets. That's based off the Swiss CPI news that has just come out, which is obviously not what they were expecting. I think the FDAX is going to push down a little bit first, guys, before then turning around and coming back the other way. This, guys, again, just to correlate what we're looking at here, on the FDAX, we've got a more than 400-point gap to the downside, more than 400 points, the biggest I've ever seen since 2009. That's the biggest I've ever seen was 600. So we're getting to the point where these guys and girls are very, very angry. Now, it doesn't mean they're not tradable. It just means today, being the first TTP session after Donald Trump's tariffs, we're probably going to have to be a little bit careful. There is no doubt about that. Now, guys, all of the information we need is always on the larger charts. There's no question about that. All right, so on the weekly chart, guys, we've done this many, many times before. We're expecting 3 buying weeks, then a step, then 3 buying weeks. Absolutely brilliant. Then we got 3 selling weeks. Pretty normal. Guys, we've got a 4th selling week. That's not normal. That's why they bought again. And basically now we're looking at 3 selling weeks. All right, so at the moment, we did say up here, guys and girls, we did say up here, this was literally 2 weeks ago with Arlen, as we actually said, if this higher high on the FESX does not hold, right, look out below. Now that comment, guys, that comment's from 3 weeks or 3 Thursdays ago. Guys, guess what? The higher high didn't hold, look out below. So a lot of what's going on at the moment, guys, is very, very easy to predict. Guys, if you are a little bit of a technical analyst on the slightly larger charts, which we quite enjoy doing. Now, very, very big, guys, very, very big, a very important point. All right, for those of you that want to trade the European markets today, I want you to pay lots of attention. Can everybody see that tiny little -8 rated doji there? As it basically says, the sellers have lost complete control of the market. What has now occurred as the tariffs came out, obviously they've gapped back down again. All right, now what it ultimately means, guys, technically, and I did warn over here, guys, regarding this, is everybody aware of the format of a swing trigger short? Okay, so a swing trigger short is basically the sellers push the market down, the buyers try and fail. That is the anticipated move we currently have. Now, they almost always go to a Fibonacci extension. So what it ultimately means, guys and girls, is the Fibonacci extension, guys, on the FESX daily chart, the Fibonacci extension takes us all the way down here to around about, certainly 5,000 is a round number, guys, or 4,900. So if they do start falling today, Whereas these guys and girls could go a very, very long way. One of the dangers also is about trading the European Open with around 5 minutes to go. One of the dangers is the FESX opens in a 4-hour chart signal against the direction we want to trade the market. At this point in time, the FESX is a very, very long way into a 4-hour swing trigger short, okay, which looks like that. So what I'm going to do, guys, because the Fibonacci on the 4-hour chart is always going to be green. Okay, so let's put just so we can tell the difference between where the different Fibonacci's come from. Effectively, guys, note with interest, I mean, double check that our Fibonacci is correct. Let me double check that for you. So if the Fibonacci is correct, they should already be honoring these levels. Can everybody see they're honoring the 141.4 perfectly? So that means these guys think they're in a 4-hour game, which is exciting, guys. So it's probably going to be the 4-hour fibs they ultimately stop at. Okay, so for the FDAX, guys, we'll just have a look at a reciprocal fib. The reciprocal fib, we can get rid of that Fibonacci completely. That's a daily fib. We don't need to worry about that at this time. It looks like the FESX believes they're in a 4-hour move. So the FDAX is probably going to roll to 4-hour Fibonacci's. And what we're looking for with the volatility being so high, we're looking for the 161.8 extension, which is just below the FDAX here at 22,000. Okay, so you see that 161.8. I know with interest, guys, if you want a credibility check with the Fibonacci, under normal trading, the FDAX normally builds off the 141.4. Have a look what it's building off today, the 141.4. So they're still using the same mathematics, which I do think is quite exciting. Now, guys, dropping down to the 60-minute chart, you can see the effect the gap's going to have on the market. These buyers are using a ridiculous amount of volume, guys, a ridiculous amount of volume in Europe. That mustard green candle, guys, down here is a climactic candle. So the buyers are already in trouble, right? They're already in trouble, and we're not even in the cash market yet. Okay, so may I suggest, if we get valid sell signals, guys, if we get valid sell signals today, so valid sell signals, guys, then we are looking to join the overall panic globally, guys, if we get valid sell signals. Most important thing for the American-based traders, guys, with around 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go, the most important thing for you guys and girls is to remember that the best signal today is going to be a dual chart, a dual market signal. So that means we're looking for both American markets to fail simultaneously at the same spot. Greggles, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. Now, guys, I'll do a quick, let me just do a quick sweep of microphones. Guys, now, again, if these markets... Hello, mate. If these markets, Damsey, you are good to rock and roll. If these markets absolutely plummet, guys, if these markets absolutely plummet, which they may do, guys, again, we're just going to have to watch the destruction occur. Again, what we're looking for, guys, is dual market agreement. Let me just double check these 15s. Yeah, it's a swing trigger short. All right, so what I would suggest at this stage, let's just make our candles nice and fat so they're very, very easy to read. There is going to be a really lovely trade, nice, for the S&P 500 traders. Nice, we're going to pick a trade up potentially off the 50 fib of the day. That Fibonacci may have just expired. For the FDAX traders, again, 52 seconds until the gun goes. Sellers own the stair step, so you're looking for a buying base reversal. Guys, the buying base reversal that is on for the FDAX traders, guys, is that black diamond delta right there, guys, with a price point of 22165. Now, understanding, guys, we need the opening candle to go down first before we put a buy order on at 22165, right? So don't put that order on right now. We're going to wait 21 seconds. As we're looking for climactic failure on the FDAX, we are keeping a very close eye, guys, on risk today. Because again, if you come unstuck today, guys, it's probably not going to be very friendly. All right, so we'll let the market open. Okay, we'll let the market open and we'll just see what this opening candle's got. So we have not gone climactic, guys, on the opening candle. I note the leading candle is already climactic, so we're already offering extreme volume. Nice. Now, if you can hold the risk, guys, if you can hold the risk under the current candle, there is a long on the FDAX at 0.95. All right, there's a long on the FDAX at 0.95. For those of you that want to trade off the S3, I would really like these sellers to push down through the S3 before they pick us up. So I do want the sellers to go a little bit further. So just watch very, very carefully, guys. You see how jumpy the markets are. For the S&P, guys, I'm eyeing off a 50 fib reversal. Guys, the 50 fib is behind that pink 76. All right, now you guys are climactic on FDAX. There is an S3 reversal, guys, at 0.65. An S3 reversal at 0.65, please. Now, again, the risk on the trade, guys, around about 40 points. So you would need to make sure that you are managing your risk quickly and well. If you are long at 0.65, as again, this would only be for those people who trade the opening candle. As if you were long at 0.65, your risk control point is 0.70, and it's already triggered the risk control. Right now, for those that don't like the opening candle, as on the European markets, because it can get a little bit crazy, just wait for these guys to push down a number of times and then look to enter your trade at 0.65. Right? Risk on that trade will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So just over 40 points. So if you're going to go long at 0.65, guys, I would suggest a minimum of a 40-point first target. I'd suggest your risk control point, as for those going for a 40-point target, your risk control point would be 0.75. Don't let me romance you guys into an opening candle trade unless you normally take that trade. All right. The alternative for those that trade with us every day, the alternative is the pre-bottom. Okay. The pre-market trade is again, risk and reward today, please. If you are long off the pre-bottom, guys, at 0.45, you're already looking at around about a 35 to 40 point trade. Those that are long, guys, over the top of the S3 at 0.65, you've just gone through your first target and risk control point. So you are absolutely flying as NASDAQ traders. So I'm just going to come across and have a look at what the NASI is doing. NASDAQ, you guys may have waited for the sellers to sell down on the opening candle. You may have waited for the sellers to sell down and then picked up these buying deltas coming back the other way. Please make sure, guys, if you're trading the opening candle, please make sure that you're controlling your risk quickly and letting your profits run. Carlene, beautiful trade. All right, well done. Now, again, for the FDAX traders, you may have gone long over the top of the S3, guys, at 0.65. If you have, that's already gone at least 50 points, which means everybody should be out of not only their short, medium, and long range targets, but only the expert traders would be holding any more. Remy, you got 100 ticks on NASDAQ. Well done. That's a beautiful trade. Good, guys and girls. Everybody's off and racing. For those that know what they're doing, for the slightly less experienced S&P 500 traders, as that Delta V2, that black diamond Delta there at 32.25 is a valid long signal if you trade the Open of Europe. Johnny Melville, beautiful trade, plus 16 on S&P, mate. Lovely trade. Okay, so what we're not going to do, guys and girls, is we're not going to enter like we do every day. We're not going to enter in the last 90 seconds of the candle. All right, what we're going to do is use the 90 seconds to assess what the market is telling us, and then we're going to have another crack at the market. Greg, 30 contract trade, mate. 30 contract. Well done. Now, I put a beautiful social media post out about your incredible trading. Again, I've got a lot of very positive responses. And I also got some responses from the other end of the spectrum. Fancy that. Fancy that. All right. FDAX traders, 15 seconds until we go. We've got a ratio-based static bar reversal long. Right, so if the sellers do sell down, guys, on FDAX, we're looking for an S3 reversal. If they don't sell down, Guys, if they don't sell down, all right, let them cruise down like this. This is absolutely brilliant. Guys, if you need an FDAX trade, you are now going to target, just let them come, let them come. You're now going to target that black diamond delta there. Guys, at 0.82. Now, if you're going to go long at 0.82, guys, you are carrying risk on the trade. There is no doubt about that. Okay, I'd suggest we're going to get 2 selling impulses, which we've just had. Then they're going to pick up the buyers at 0.82. Guys, now, again, they just picked up 0.82 and flew with it, guys. So this is the third seller impulse. If you are going to go long at 0.82, all right, that is your risk control point at 9.2. All right, so if you're long at 8.2, your risk control point and first target is 9.2. You're at first target and risk control. You're through your first target, guys. So cut off your risk on the FDAX. Let the rest run, please. Let the rest run. All right, so please, guys, control your risk quickly. Let it run. If it doesn't want to run, doesn't have to, guys, we'll just wait for the next one and off we go. Now, right as I was doing that on FDAX, guys, the sellers on the NASDAQ sold down, picked up these 2 Delta V2s, those black diamond deltas, and have taken you long. Guys, they've also come across here and picked up this static bar reversal. This is the one we spoke about before, the gift that keeps giving. What does it mean? If you've gone long on the NASDAQ, guys, over here on that static bar reversal, we did talk about that as we came in. Guys, if you've gone long on that, it's already gone 10, 15, 20, no, sorry, that's the FDAX. It's already gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It's already gone 80 ticks to the high side. If you are in that static bar reversal trade, guys, as we briefed at the start, it's absolutely flying. Remy, well done. MJ, well done. Well done. So in this case here, the FDAX traders may have chosen to trade off the S3. Guys, on the opening candle, you may have also then chosen to wait for a retrace, guys. Again, we want anything long we can get our hands on the FDAX today, guys. Anything long. Cole, you got 100. Oh, well done, mate. That is phenomenal. That's it. No, mate, that's great. Take the V2 again. Was it when and sell down lower? Well done. Okay, so great question, Carlene. All right, how do we know to take the V2 delta long again? Basically, you put a Fibonacci over, let me get rid of this one for the moment. Okay, so you put a Fibonacci over the turning candle. So this is now the turning candle in the market. S&P 500 traders, you guys are long, please. And if you're long, guys, please hold long. What you're doing, Carlene, is you're putting a Fibonacci over the turning candle, waiting for a retrace, waiting for it to fail at Fibonacci, and then grabbing a black diamond delta as they come back through. Or you can use the black diamond delta created on the new candle, because this will have been created after the sellers sold down and failed and then came back through. And that one is obviously flying. Do I have any long range, guys? Any long range long traders, please? Yeah, well done. So any long range long traders, because if you are, yes, well done, Andy. Beautiful work. Remy, well done. If you are long on the NASDAQ, nice, you're going to be affected by the S&P 500. Okay, so S&P comes down like this. S&P is famous for failing at those Fibonacci's there, which is what it's failing at right now. Because if we don't get a massive dominant move to the high side by the buyers that just blows everybody apart, if it's amazing, we're going to get another sell down before we get another bigger buy. Right, so there'll be a lot of institutional traders, guys, that are using OSR strategies on the 60-minute chart. If they are, then around about 15 minutes into the market, we can start measuring what the instos are doing with their OSRs. If we again, they're very easy to pick, guys. Instos do the same thing every day. They're ridiculously predictable at this point in time. Again, we'll know what they're doing around about 15 minutes into the trade. All right, so at this stage, FDAX, guys, depending on how you trade, you've either had the S3 reversal. Some of you might have picked up the pre-bottom. I didn't call that. It was the S3 at 0.65. I was quite excited by. With the backup trade, guys, being that black diamond delta. If you, again, Carlene, great question. Okay, so I tend to eyeball the Fibonacci because I've been doing this a while. But again, if you draw your Fibonacci up the turning bar, all we're looking for is a retracement to the known Fibonacci level, and then we can jump on the black diamond deltas and take advantage of the rising market, which is what we've done. Remy, second target, 100 times 5 contracts on NASDAQ. Massive trade. Well done. Well done. Now, guys, I can strip some deltas on this chart. If it starts to get really crazy volatile, I can actually reduce the number of deltas on the chart. I can take us to a US Open setting to try and deal with the volatility. I don't think we're going to need to change our indicators just yet. I don't think we need to change them just yet. Let's have a look at FDAX. So for the FDAX traders, again, your next trade, guys, your next trade, if we do sell down and get a lower low, so guys, again, we're hunting the sellers to push down near the S3. As if we do get down around about the S3 or under the S3, we're looking for an S3 reversal. These sellers are once again, Carleen, selling back down to the Fibonacci of the turning bar. Again, with this kind of volatility around, I'd love to see a lower low. So we'll just keep an eye on that one at this point in time. At this stage, as the sellers own the stair step on the NASDAQ. Okay, so we're looking for buying-based reversals. Now, just be careful, guys, because we've got a kind of falling knife scenario here. So what we're looking for is to refuel the NASDAQ buyers. I'd really love, just like on the FDAX, guys, I think we're going to get it too. We're looking for lower lows, guys. We want lower lows. We want the S&P 500 to do the same. We want the S&P 500 to fail at Fibonacci, being a very, very big market. So let me just get this on the screen for you. We want that to occur. NASDAQ traders, if we get a lower low, guys, remember that gift that just keeps on giving, that static bar reversal on the left-hand side. If we do get, yeah, Steve, on the money, mate. Guys, Steve is with us today, Steve H. He's a very, very talented trader. So we've just got to be aware that the big boys and girls agree with what we're doing. FDAX, we're going to lose that Fibonacci. So I'm going to give you a slightly different perspective on the Fibs. Again, I want a lower low on the American markets, please, just like we've got on the FDAX. Okay, just what I got on the FDAX. Okay, at this stage for the FDAX, we're going to keep a very, very close eye, guys, on the FESX. This is setting up a second tier reversal long. That lower low is incredible for that original S3 trade that I spoke of. I just didn't give you the number fast enough. Again, if anyone needs a refresher on that, we were looking for a long at 0.65, but at this stage, I didn't call the signal fast enough. So let them come down, guys, let them come down. And if the FESX, bottom right-hand corner, guys and girls, okay, if the FESX gets below its S4, we can't go long on the FDAX. You're going to have to be very, very careful on that. Very, very careful. What are you guys doing? Okay, lots and lots and lots of buyers circling on these markets. Right, so I'd say, guys and girls, we don't like signals in the last 90 seconds. What I would suggest we do at this point in time, I would suggest we wait for this FDAX candle to close. As if it closes over the top, if it closes over the top of the S1, so over the top of the S1, S1, S3, S3. If it closes over the top of the S3, we're looking for an S3 reversal. As the backup for that trade in 1 minute and 14 seconds is that delta there, right? So just make very clear with everybody, the entry price is 0.82. So again, guys, I got asked a great question, guys, a couple of days ago, guys. It was actually on YouTube. A guy was asking me, Lockie, you've got all these indicators on your chart. What do they ultimately do? As the indicators do a very, very large amount of maths for us in the background. So we don't have to go, okay, well, this is doing that, and that indicator is doing that, and my MACD is doing this, and my stochastic's doing that, and my RSI is doing that. All of that stuff, is done for us. Right? We don't have to have most of the sort of traditional older style indicators on our charts. And ends up being rather advantageous once you know what you're doing. Now, here comes the NASDAQ, guys. It's coming down too late, right? Coming down too late. Again, we don't want a new signal in the last 90 seconds. So for the NASDAQ traders at this stage, guys, here comes the FDAX. Just watch what they're doing here. Very, very strong sell down. Do I have matching Fibonacci on both US markets? Let me just double check. I do. So we've got a perfect marriage between the two. Okay. At this stage, guys, for the NASDAQ, okay, that static bar reversal up there is going to have too much risk. So we're not going to take that. Okay, FDAX is below a major pivot. So is the FESX. So we're not going to go long, guys, on the European markets. We just have to wait. For the Nazi traders, I've got really lovely agreement here between the US markets. I was wanting to see the sellers push down and get absolutely annihilated, guys. I haven't quite seen that yet. So let's just see if I get a bit of a sell down. Guys, the backup trade is the static bar reversal on the left-hand side. Now that's if you can carry around 70 ticks of risk. Right, so if you can carry 70 ticks of risk. Again, it's a minimum of 70, guys, probably a little bit higher than that. So we're going to have to be careful, right? So just be super, super, super careful. Okay, be super careful on that one. We're not selling the NASDAQ down because of the pre-market top, guys. We can only buy the NASDAQ. Okay, so we're just watching very, very closely as to what these sellers do. For the FDAX, so we did say this in the pre-brief. It's highly likely these guys are going to be playing off pink Fibonacci's. That's because the US markets are playing off the pink fibs. So what we have, guys, a scenario here where the FDAX is just sold down to the 78.6 fib. There's very, very key Fibonacci here. Based on OSR, guys, based on the OSR, if we do close a buying candle here, guys, above the S3, then for the European-centric traders, you guys are looking for, I was going to use a word, but I won't, massive longs. I was going to say something else in front of that, starts with F. We're not going to do that today. You guys are looking for massive longs if we close above the S3 in 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Guys, now that'll be fueled by the FESX closing above the S4. So let's just keep a very close eye on that, guys. You've got buy signals ready to go on your screen. Okay, we're not going to put an order on for 2 minutes and 39 seconds. All right, we're not going to assume a close over a pivot. Code, I'll message you on that one. I'll message you on that one. Guys, OSR is a bank trading strategy that is very, very popular in Japan. Okay, so I'll send you a message, right? Send you a message. Now, again, it's just something I'm watching, guys, something I'm keeping a very, very close eye on, because it is allowing me to call people into really, really long range trades, understanding where the banks are starting to position into the market. Okay, which obviously is always good fun because they drive the market around a little bit. Now, that being said, guys, we want to be long on FDAX. We can't go long yet. Okay, we want to be long on FDAX. We can't go long yet. For the NASDAQ traders, it looks a lot like, it looks a lot like you guys, sellers are, no, the sellers are not running out of steam yet. Okay, now, let me just watch very, very closely here. Okay, how are we going to pull this apart, guys? We've got 1 minute and 21 seconds. If the NASDAQ closes below the low of that candle, if we close below the low of this candle here, then the NASDAQ is probably going to tumble to the downside. Okay, going to tumble to the downside. The flip side of tumbling to the downside, guys, if we push outside the range, so just literally if we push underneath there and we start getting stuck, guys, there is going to be a long over the top of these 76 fibs if you can hold the risk on the trade. What I'm looking for is the sellers to basically pop down here, pop their toe in the water, get burnt very, very badly, and then we're going to turn around and go back the other way. Now, for the FDAX traders, what we're actually doing is we are looking for longs. Petros, you had a great day. What I meant, that's brilliant. So for the FDAX traders, again, it's just let this FESX come back through to the S4. Come on, sweetheart, jump over the S4 for me, please. What I'm wanting, guys, for the FDAX for the FTX traders, I want the sellers to sell down inside the new candle. I want them to fail at Fibonacci. All right, so let me give you a Fibonacci to think about. Okay, so we can use a dominant candle fib. I really want the sellers to sell down first. NASDAQ has gone too low, guys. NASDAQ has gone too low for me to send you guys long over the top of those 76s. So for the Nazi traders at this stage, we're just chilling. We're not putting orders on the chart. FDAX, do not run without me, please. So I want to be long on the FDAX anywhere possible. Now, again, if you interpreted that as I'm going to take those V2 deltas there, this is what I was talking about with the Japanese bankers. If you've gone long on that delta, it's already gone 20 points to the high side. So again, for the junior traders, I wanted to get a retrace down here to the S3 so we could grab those two deltas there. These guys have already decided they're going to run to the high side. Now, they are going to run into Fibonacci. They are going to run into fibs. So I might have to be a little bit patient for my retrace here. All right, there's my Fibonacci. So they are going to run into the classic 76s. Okay, now I need, again, if you're an aggressive NASDAQ trader, you'd be pushing the buy button on that black diamond delta. If you're a careful NASDAQ trader, you're going to wait for this candle to close, and then we're going to try and take the trade. But I have a sneaking suspicion they are going to, the buyers are really cranky at the sellers. There's no doubt about that. So if you are slightly more aggressive and you have pushed the buy button on the NASDAQ, the moment you saw these sellers come down and you saw the black diamond there, guys, please use 150. So use around about a 40 tick risk control point in first target. Guys, so your first target and risk control point is just here. That's if you trade aggressively. Oh, Greg, beautiful trade. Well done. FDAX. I told everyone I wanted to find any reason to go long. Look at this. Look at this. It's worked on the NASDAQ as well. It's just not fair. I said to you guys, again, as I'm trying to get you in and out of the market with responsible risk, I said on this candle, if it pushes down and creates a lower low, but ultimately they fail, we want to find any reason to go long, guys. That static bar reversal over there, if you can hold the risk, is still okay. Johnny Melville, massive trade. Remy loves Fibonacci's. Wow, Remy, you picked up a... Yeah. Deary me. Okay. As I said to everyone, I wanted to find any excuse to be long on the FDAX. I wanted to retrace. They basically just beasted to the high side. I mean, this is what we get on volatile days. So if you are long, guys, if you are long on the FDAX off those deltas, or you picked up this static bar reversal over here on the left-hand side, a massive well done to you, because it's just gone massive. Johnny Melville, KPI exceeded. Fancy that. Fancy that. Well done, well done. Now, guys, that is a -4 rated static bar reversal on the S&P. All right, so again, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sometimes a little bit slow on the S&P. You've got a lower low, guys, failed at Fibonacci. You may have picked up that static bar reversal long, guys. You can see that -4 rating over the top of it. Your entry, guys, around about 33.75 to 34. As if you are long on the S&P 500, I want you to try and hold this, guys, until the close of the 430 candle in Japan. So you're holding the longs, guys, everywhere. Everywhere is holding the longs until the turn of the half hour, which is around about 6 minutes away. Now, this gives you an idea of how, again, it goes how potent the market is today. That's just incredible, 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 incredible. Okay, now, what we're going to get, guys, what we're going to get in, whoops, let me get rid of that. What we are going to get on the NASDAQ, guys, very, very quickly. Okay, there's only going to be one set of Fibonacci's in the way, guys. In the pre-brief, I was talking about massive longs. All right, I was talking about massive longs. So that Fibonacci is being honored perfectly. So what it means for the FDAX traders, guys, at this point in time, the only thing I can give you, now some of you may be long from down the bottom of the chart. Well done if you are. It's a completely massive trade. The only thing I can give people that are not long guys, is a short off the S2. We can't close above the S2, guys, otherwise we can't take it. All right, we can't gap over the S2, all right, which they have perfect. So guys, the only thing I can do, guys, on the FDAX is give you a long, not a short. So again, the only thing I can give you, we knew it was going to be busy. Guys, the only thing I can give you is let's draw a Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. Okay, for the FDAX traders, guys, the risk on the long is too much. The alternative, guys, the alternative for the FDAX traders, if we sell back down below the S2, so if we sell back down below the S2, guys, we'll be targeting that delta just there above the S2. These guys have to fail at Fibonacci first, so I'm going to bring that on for you. Sellers have taken control of the American markets. Right, so if you, for the V2 Delta traders, if you get a V2 Delta short, which is a red diamond short, particularly if they push up to these 76s, then you're looking at a potential short trade. Guys, you would have to have very, very tight risk control, please, because they may not have finished buying the market yet. I think they're going to finish in around about 3 minutes. For the FDAX traders, I'll jump on that in a sec. Guys, for the FDAX traders, the only thing you can do, guys, is wait for the sellers to push down, and then you're targeting that or that delta long, right? So that delta there at 208 or that delta there at 216. As if you have gone long, because I can't send you short at all, if you have gone long, they've gone way beyond their risk control points. Tien, how are you? First timer. So we have basically call it an AI algorithm for better use of the word AI. We've got an algorithm running behind the charts that is hunting institutional orders for us and doing a lot of maths regarding stochastics, MACDs, RSIs, so a lot of those traditional indicators. It means we don't have to have them on our charts because the maths is doing all of the work for us. Okay, now speaking of that, guys, we've run into those 76 fibs. All right, can everybody see those red diamonds coming back the other way? The institutions are now have lost confidence in the buying of the NASDAQ and they're selling it down. Right now, what does it mean? If you waited for the NASDAQ to run into those 76 fibs with the evil twins and then you sold those red diamond deltas, guys, if you sold those red diamond deltas, then you are already 10, 15, sorry, that's the FDAX, 10, 20, 30. Guys, I'd suggest these guys are going to pump a 50 tick target relatively easily. But if you have gone short on the deltas, guys, please, 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 please lock in profit. No risk on that trade. NASDAQ is you've just gone through a 50 tick target. Now, this is what I mean. So great question, mate. That was TN. Great question. At the start of the session today, I said it's really important we look for dual market signals. All right. So can everybody see that the buyers are pushed up on the S&P 500, and then we've got those V2 Delta shorts, these red diamonds coming in. All it means is that both American sets of institutional traders both have said we're selling off Fibonacci. Let's have a look. All right. So have a look at what these guys have done on NASDAQ, smacked into the 76s. What have the S&P 500 done, guys? They stretched a little bit higher, then got caught. Greg, you got 10 times 10 on oil. Oh, Remy, plus 50 times 5 off the 76s. Guys, if anyone has gone short on the NASDAQ, what I said to everybody before is we're looking for the buyers to push up to the 76 fibs, and then we're looking for the red diamonds to come short. Guys, red diamond is what we call a V2 Delta. Crap load of mathematics being done in the background for us, guys, so we don't have to do it. We can literally just watch the candles and take advantage of it. Now, any FDAX trader, guys, that's gone long on either of those deltas, once they sold down under the S2 and came back through, you guys are way beyond your profit targets. Way, way, way beyond. Now, the flip side of all of that, for the NASI traders, if you have gone short, guys, for a 50 tick target, okay, it looks like that, right? There is your trade. The reason I say 50, guys, your risk was around about 50. So anyone that's gone short for at least 50, all I'd suggest is please go short. 50 tick 1-to-1 risk to reward. I would suggest you go for at least double that on the short, but make sure you've got no risk, guys. No risk at all, please. Wow, FDAX is all I can say. Okay, so at this stage, for the FDAX traders, again, guys, all I can do is send you long. That's all I can do is send you long. Again, we need a retrace, we need a rejection, and we need to know where the gap Fibonacci's are, guys, because I'd suggest they're going to try and close the gap. Okay, this is going to be a very interesting Fibonacci. Okay, so the gap is all the way up here. That's where Europe closed yesterday. That's the low of today. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's the gap 38. Absolutely brilliant. So the only thing I can do with the FDAX traders, guys, at this point in time, the only thing I can do is we're going to run a Fibonacci. We're going to run a Fibonacci over the latest intelligence that we've got on the market. Okay, we must get a structured retrace and we must get a structured rejection. That means these guys must sell down to pivots or fibs, guys, and then get rejected. If you can hold the risk, on the FDAX, guys, the entry point is at 22271. The risk is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That's double, guys, double our normal risk profile on FDAX, right? This is why I'm saying, please don't let me romance you into a trade. Okay, now, those that have gone short, guys, those that have gone short on the NASDAQ, all right, you've now gone at least 100 ticks into profit. Cole, you got yes. All right, Cole got 100 tick reversal delta off the 15-minute twins. Well done, mate. That is a brilliant trade. All right, so Cole is talking about these 15-minute twins, guys, which is absolutely brilliant. So what does it mean, guys? Again, let's just sort of take a breather for a moment. We're through the 30-minute turn in the market. I did ask these guys that were long on the S&P 500 and NASDAQ to try and hold it to the 30-minute mark. So there's obviously other people in the world that are thinking about doing the same, which is awesome. Now, question is, new trades. If the FDAX, so we don't want to enter the FDAX. Let me just get rid of that Fibonacci for a moment. Guys, the buy signal is on the chart there at 271, right? Now, we don't want to enter if we're in the last 90 seconds of the candle, right? So there's the countdown there. We've got to be very, very careful. It's very, very careful. We don't enter in the last 90 seconds, all right? That's where the instos might decide they're going to outflank some people. For the Nazi guys, I think the Nazi guys, that can be our trade of the day for YouTube because the risk was around 50. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so the risk was just on 50 ticks, offering at least a 1-to-1 risk to reward for your guys, or a double, guys, or guys, you let it go 50 ticks in your favor. Okay, 50 ticks in your favor. Then bring your stop loss to -1. Go for 100 tick target. So you've actually got 1 tick at risk to make 100. So your risk to reward is 100 times in your favor. That is, to me, hilariously funny. I was considering we started a very, very safe trade, full stop. MJ, well done. Dan, I had a 477 trade on the US Open last night. Dan, I'm very excited for you. I mean, there's a very exciting initiative, Dan, being worked on at the moment for the US pre-market and the US Open. I did mention it in the live trading room yesterday. A very exciting initiative being worked on there, guys and girls. I think you can read between the lines on that one. Wouldn't it be really exciting if this was going on more than twice a day? Wouldn't that be exciting? But anyway, I'll just plant that seed for you and we'll just let that seed drift out in the wind. FDAX traders, you are not going long, please. You're not going long. You're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. This is the first time since we've picked up what we call a second tier reversal. First time that, again, the sellers may actually have something here on the FDAX. So what does it ultimately mean? As for the FDAX traders who need a trade, And for the FTX traders who need a trade, we may be eyeing off a pre-top reversal here. What needs to occur is the buyers need to push through, create a higher high, and then we're going to pick up the pre-top reversal. Now, ideally, they cannot close or gap over the pre-top. So let's keep a very close eye on this one. Okay. How are we going to deal with this? Nice. How are we going to deal with the FTX? Very, very, very deliberately and carefully. If we push up to the pre-top, nice. If we push up to the pre-top, okay, and we can't create a higher high, that delta V2 short, the red diamond at 254, is a high risk short. High risk, guys, high risk. I have mentioned high risk. Now, high risk means a very, very tight risk control point. So if you're going to go short, guys, at 254, your risk control point is 249. So if you are going to go short, guys, at 254, your risk control point is 259. You've got around about 20 points at risk on the trade. And so again, you're watching that delta there. You're watching this little delta here at 254. As the flip side of 254, I'm going to give you Fibonacci to bring this retracement into context. Okay, so what we want is we want the sellers to punish the buyers at either this level or that level. All right, so at this stage, they've been punished once. That's good. We want to see the buyers sort of stick their head up again. So now we need the buyers. We want their head knocked off, guys. I don't, it sounds very friendly, but we need these buyers with their head knocked off. Let's have a look. Now, again, guys, if you're going to go short at 254, you are trading a pre-top reversal. Now we've got a double top, guys, adds even more credibility to the reversal. Okay, is this our sexiest trade on FTX today, guys? It's not. Okay, now at saying that 1, 2, 3, so it's around about 20 points at risk. If they do engage the sellers, guys, at 254, your risk control point is at 249. All right, they're trying to engage at the moment. So again, if we get a higher high, that would be even more fun. This trade on FTX, guys, is not for the beginner traders. It's only for those people that trade reversal deltas, please. Okay, now there's nothing mathematically wrong with the trade. Again, we want these buyers to get absolutely drilled. All right, so let's just watch what they're doing. The buyers, guys, the buyers are actually pretty confident at the moment. If you look at the volume that they're using, they're actually pretty happy with what they're doing. I can't send you long, guys. I can't send you long. I can only send you short. Again, for the junior traders, we're going to wait for this candle to close, and then we're going to assess what everybody around the world thinks of it. Okay, so they're now starting to move beyond our risk profile. Right? So they're now starting to move a little bit too high. Let me just double check. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Guys, they're over the risk control point for the FTX traders. Right? So we don't want to take a trade on FTX with more than 25 points at risk. Okay, so that trade, guys, at this point in time has not been filled. Right? So the sell orders at 254 have not been filled yet, guys, as a futures trader. Again, if they do get filled in the last 90 seconds, guys, it's probably going to run relatively hard. If you don't enter the trade, guys, in the last 90 seconds, don't take the trade. Just wait literally 90 seconds and take the next candle. It's very, very simple stuff. So at this stage, guys, the risk on the 254 short is too much. Okay, too much for us. We haven't hit 254 on the futures market. I've got the order on in the background, guys, so we haven't hit 254. Let me just adjust my charts. Okay, so some of you may want to go short at 254, guys. I don't recommend it at this stage. We don't want to enter we don't want to enter a trade, guys, in the last. We don't want to enter a trade in the last 90 seconds. There'll be many, many trades today, guys. We're not missing out, right? We're not missing out at all. Now, do I have anyone, guys, do I have anyone on the NASDAQ, who is still short from those Delta V2s? All right, is anyone still short holding for long-range targets? Greg, another beautiful trade, mate, well done. Guys, the reason I asked the question, if you are still short, guys, on those Delta V2s, again, Fibonacci note, because you failed at the 76s, you are highly likely to trade to the counter 76. All right, so it'll just be a 76 to 76 trade. So if you guys are short, Okay, you can expect these guys to cruise down to around about here. Now, at the moment, the buyer's still on the stair step, guys, on the NASDAQ. Okay, so we're not taking buying base reversal. Oh, FDAX, you've got to be kidding. Okay. Okay, right at the end of the candle. Fancy that. All right, so FDAX traders, all right, you are picking up a static bar reversal short. Okay, what I need on the next candle, FDAX, please. Okay, I need the buyers to show. Guys, the short on FDAX, if you trade static bar reversals, is at 232. All right, so 232, your risk control point is 257. All right, now that is if you are a static bar reversal trader on the FDAX. All right, the risk on the trade, as our NASDAQ has just gone to those 76 fibs, guys, exactly what we said it was going to do. So if you are short on the NASI, guys, you are wanting to make sure you've cut all your risk. Yeah, geez, 76 to 76. Classic NASDAQ, mate. Classic NASDAQ. These guys are so predictable. Guys, now, if you do the same thing every day, these guys are ridiculously predictable, guys. Even with all these AI robots running around, all the AI is going to do is go to the levels the humans tell it to go to, and that's just occurred. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. FDAX at this point in time. Okay, FDAX at this point in time, I would, yeah. I'm loving the short. You guys are coming into the last 15 minutes of the day, right? The last 15 minutes of the day. You're not there yet, guys. There is the higher risk short at 254. Guys, now I believe that's not a higher risk trade anymore. So there is a short at 254 if you can hold around 35 points of risk, right? 254. So literally we're just above the entry point now. Just reminding everybody, guys, if you're going to go short at 254, your risk control point and first target is 249. All right. Now that's only for those people that can carry 35 points worth of risk. So guys, you're going to go for a first target of 249, just got annihilated. Guys, then you're going to go for 35 points, guys, to try and offset the remainder of your contracts. So if you are short, guys, at 254, you've gone through your first target and risk control point. You've got no risk on your long range contracts, please. So your risk to reward is now in your favor. Guys, you're looking for a 35 point target. All right. So that is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You're looking for a 35 down here. I was understanding you're not carrying any risk on your initial trade. You've already made money, so it doesn't matter. All right, so again, if that's how you trade, guys, that's how I personally trade. So very, very quick first target. Money's out, stop through to break even. Can't lose any money. If it runs, it's just money for a big fat can of jam. Guys, if it doesn't run, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It does not matter. If we engage, guys, whoopsie, if the Delta sellers engage this V2 Delta, guys, that 35 point target's going to get annihilated. All right. So again, just watch very, very carefully. If you guys have gone short, your first target's out. You've got no risk, please. No risk. I think I've made that relatively clear. Again, guys, if you get a massive runner, you get a massive runner. If you don't, it doesn't matter. So it's a split contract style of trading. You can make money very, very quickly, cut your risk off, and let these guys dawdle back down again. If they don't dawdle back down properly, guys, so watch that 235 level here, the red little diamond there. Watch that one. If we touch 235, guys, if we touch 235, guarantee, big word in the financial markets, I'm close to guarantee they're going to smash that black line. All right, so no pressure. Oh, there's no one watching, of course. Here I am trading by myself. Right, we've engaged the sellers at 235. That Delta V2 short's engaged. Was that a smash? No way. No way. Did that just happen again? Did it? All right, so for those that are short, guys, I mean, all jokes aside, right? For those that are short at 254, your first target was 249. Your second target is 35 points, and you just belted your target. Okay? So you've taken a 1-to-1 to be skewed 35 times in your favor. Well done. Well done. Well done. If you took the static bar reversal, guys, which is this trade right here, again, your first target is 5 points, second target is 10, third target is 15. You've gone through all of those already. Guys, I would suggest, though, most of the traders that know what they're doing, guys, are hiding on that delta there, particularly after these guys retrace back through. Okay, so guys, we're in the last 15 minutes. So again, if there's any questions, guys, don't you love it when this happens live? I do, guys, but again, maybe that sounds a bit arrogant. Maybe it sounds a bit arrogant, but guys, we're here to make money, guys. We're not here to muck around. We're here to make money. That's all we do, is make as much money as we possibly can, then come back tomorrow and do it all again. Yes, Jiz, I did practice that one. Yes. I got it, guys. I got a funny comment on YouTube recently where somebody actually said, Lockie, is this done in live market replay or is this done live? I said, no, this is done live. And they're like, nah, it can't possibly be done live. Now, last time I checked, guys, today looks like Thursday, the 3rd of April. Looks like the charts are running live. Now, I don't want to sound arrogant. I'm just telling you that if there's trading strategies in the world that have been working since 2009, you basically don't need any more strategies. You're kind of cooked, right? You're finished. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, buyers own the stair step, right? So we're looking for selling-based reversals. Recording, TN, mate, so the recording will be on the, it's a great question, mate. The recording will be on the TTP YouTube channel, so Trading Pit YouTube channel. And all of the indicators are available through Samurai Day Trading in Singapore. So when I joined, so I didn't start Samurai, mate, in Singapore. They basically contacted me and said, hey, we like what you do. Can you come and say g'day? And I went and said g'day. Now I'll be super clear with you, mate. TN, I don't know who TN is, but Samurai is owned by my wife. So just to be super clear with everybody, my wife said to me, can you please come and work for my company? And I said, I would be delighted to. So now I work for my, so when people say, oh, is your wife the big boss? Yeah, my wife's the big boss. So leads to some very interesting conversations, mate, over the dinner table. Now, guys, can I tell you, my wife shorted that Delta V2 for a 50 tick target today. Right, she must have been her first choice. Yeah, Cody. Yeah, she was very desperate for staff, mate. So she had to scrape the bottom of the bucket to get me. Absolutely, she's desperate to find staff. Akito. I mean, she's on the website, guys. You go and have a look. She is passionate about day trading. And passionate also about teaching Japanese people to day trade. So there's a lot of Japanese people that lost a lot of money in Forex. And in fact, you may or may not be aware, Japan has the highest rate per capita in the world. Not only has the highest concentration of day traders in the world, also has the highest concentration of Forex traders that failed. So there's a lot of people in Japan that lost confidence in trading because of Forex. And she's basically said, I think we need to fix it. Ahmed, I will say hi to the big boss. Well, but guys, I want to be pretty transparent with you guys because I don't want you, finding out in 6 months. Oh my God, Lockie works for his wife. I said, yeah, I do. My wife started the company and said, can you please put a team together? I want to empower Japanese people to break free of Forex. And here we are, we're breaking free of Forex. For a number of reasons that we won't get into in this webinar because we are going live. Now guys, we're looking for new signals. So we're looking for new signals. Again, we're off to a reasonable start. Nice, off to a reasonable start. Now, as for the S&P 500 traders, Greg is very, very good at what he does. Guys, Louis is also very good at what he does. So the boys have picked up, guys, they've picked up effectively those deltas going long after the opening candle burn itself out. The S&P traders have also picked up a short, guys, right here. So probably around that Delta V2 short just there, they've picked up a beautiful short. So the S&P traders are going relatively well. We did also have, you guys probably see this bank, that that little triple there where you got 3 signals triggering all in a row. That's a -4 rated static bar reversal. So the boys on the S&P, and boys and girls, I should say, boys and girls, have probably done really well. Time for a Cody, I will, mate, I'll give you a buzz regarding OSR. Okay, so guys, OSR is again, just so to be super clear, OSR is a strategy being used by a number of Japanese banks. They're very, very good at what they do. And I was chatting to one of the bankers in the gym and we started talking. I had a samurai day trading shirt on. He was like, oh, do you actually trade the markets? Yes, we started talking. He said, you should have a look at this. And I started looking at it. I'm blown away. Blown away. I thought I knew what I was doing. But mind you, you meet people that know what they're doing, guys. So again, these guys are sort of 50 million, $100 million account people. You meet people that know what they're doing, and all they do is complement you in your journey of getting even better at what we do. So OSRs will be bought in as what is it? Early April. We'll bring in OSRs in May, guys. We'll start teaching the OSR strategy for the banks. We'll start teaching that in May, and then we've got some more stuff coming out in June. It's all designed just to help you make more money. Right? That's ultimately why we do what we do. If you can read one market, you can read every market. That's just the reality of trading, guys. There's no secrets in trading. If anyone tells you there's secret sauce, it normally means they're trying to sell you something. So we don't do that. We just say, you know what, this is what we do. These are the reasons why. I've been doing it since 2009. It's the same strategy. It's still working. If we can improve what you're doing, great. If you're better than us, even more exciting. If you're better than us, we want to learn from you guys. We're not the jealous type. Now we've got 8 minutes until the hour turns. So we're going to be setting up for a very, very well-known trade called the turn of the hour. Right. So we might start getting ready for that. Right? So we'll start getting ready for that. We've got around about 8 minutes until we're looking up for a turn of the hour. Guys, it all comes down to stair step. Okay. So at the moment, the sellers have stolen the stair step on both European markets simultaneously. What does it mean? We're looking for buying based reversals. I would love it to involve a pivot. We've got a lot of time to get ready for this trade, guys. So please don't push the button and rush into the market because there's absolutely no need to do that. Europeans, what are you guys doing? The volume is still amazing. So guys, when I was saying before, remember I said that the European market is the biggest in the world at this point in time. See, these guys are cranking almost 9,000 contracts. So the S&P is only doing 2,100. So just under 9,000 versus 2,100. So if anybody tells you the S&P 500 is the biggest market in the world at this time, it's not, guys. The S&P, this one over here, guys, is a puppy compared to this big bad boy over here for about the next 3 to 4 hours, guys. Then the S&P 500 takes over and the Europeans go home. Right? So at the moment, Europe is wanting to. Oh wow! Guys, I put wow on the screen. Guys, look at this. The FESX is actually stuck under the 2024 high. 2024 high. So what that means is what the FESX has just done in the last 3 weeks is written off everything that was gained on the European index in the first 3 months of this year. Has just been written off. Yeah, geez, they've given it all away. That's if they only, that maybe they're BHP traders, guys. BHP, I should say, stands for buy, hold, and pray. So for all the BHP traders, they've literally, if they buy the index and sit on it, they've just given away 3 months worth of profit. Sounds like that guy that fell asleep last night while trading. Please don't do that. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, again, guys, I'll put a label on the NASDAQ chart here called the twins, because those Fibonacci's that we reversed off today, I mean, we even said if they push up here, guys, hit those, and then we get a V2 delta short, OMG, push the button. All right, so that it's no such thing as an OMG strategy, but that's actually gone quite well. What we're doing, guys, we're getting ready for the turn of the hour. So again, at this stage, the buyers own the stair step. This is a little bit annoying here on NASDAQ. Okay, a little bit annoying. Okay, I'm just going to put some circles. Let me put some circles on the NASDAQ. Now, again, for those trade the opening candle, you guys sold the market down. You waited for the buyer to come back through. Carlene, massive well done for you. You nailed that delta, so well done. So good job, Carlene. Some of you then grabbed that delta or the matching delta on the previous candle. All right, and then we basically went up, ran out of steam, which was good. Sellers came back down. We didn't sell because we're not allowed to. Some of you grabbed that delta there. No, it wasn't. It was that one there. Some of you grabbed that one right there. So, guys, great question before. What is the delta? What is the delta? It's a mathematical algorithm that runs behind the market, guys, and it runs behind the charts and predicts where it predicts from New Zealand. It predicts where the banks are likely to enter the market. Okay, so that's what it does. It's got a lot of filters. There's a lot of maths going on in the background, but ultimately that's what it does. At this stage, guys and girls, what have we got? 4 minutes until the turn of the hour. We've done well today, guys. We've done well today. There is no question about that. FDAX, very, very impressive for the FDAX traders. So again, we spoke about this higher risk trade here until they came back under the pivot. Then it became a lower risk trade, and that was hilarious. And then we stopped calling these signals because we were waiting for the hour to turn. Like these buyers were very impressive, very, very impressive on the FDAX. Big lesson for everyone, guys. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, doesn't matter what you trade. Never, ever assume that a 5-minute candle is going to close over a pivot. This is sometimes where, guys, where the 1-minute chart traders get caught, where they get a 1-minute buy signal. They're like, oh my gosh, go, 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 go. But it's the 5-minute chart that the instos are watching. And then basically all of the people that bought on this candle above that pivot got absolutely drilled by the 5-minute traders. So we never, ever assume a close. It's over a pivot. It's a very, very fast way to get rid of your trading account. Very fast way indeed. Remy, you've done an incredible job tonight. MJ, 1740 DAX SBR has been playing, mate, 100%, mate, 100%. So once the SBRs are set, so a static bar reversal, once the SBR is set, you can set SBRs here in the pre-market. There's an SBR there. You can see it written on the screen. Once these SBRs set, they basically set up a series of reversal patterns across all the markets. Right? They've been doing it for years. It's just the same. It's the same thing repeating every day. I know it sounds very boring, guys, in the game of trading, very boring, but it's also incredibly profitable. So it comes down to a really good question. What is more important, exciting or profitable? May I suggest boring and profitable is a lot more fun. Okay, that's a lot more fun. Now we are, guys, once again in the game of stair stepping. All right, now just over 90 seconds, guys, until the turn of the hour. Just over 90 seconds. Now, a little warning. I'm going to be the fun police here. If you are already over your daily trading goal, guys, do not take another trade, please. Guys, there's nothing worse than making really good money in the first 35 minutes of the session, and then you give it back because you make a mistake. Guys, not only is it demoralizing, it's just not cool trading. Right? It's not cool trading at all. Now, I'll tell you what we're going to need. We're going to need that 15-minute Fibonacci back on again, because I think we're setting up for exactly the same cycle again. Is that the fib we were using last time? Let's have a look. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, so at this stage, guys, 46 seconds. Again, what we're looking for, guys, is looking for matching signals on both US markets simultaneously. Okay, looking for matching signals. That's the closest match I can get Fibonacci-wise. Let me have a quick look.
Now,
please,
just about the 15-minute chart retracement. Thank you. This one, it's not. You need the a big one.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, so that we've got guys. So Ahmed's brought up a big point, guys. We've got US markets are in conflict with each other, and their Fibonacci's are different. Okay, so again, guys, what we're going to do. So 9 seconds. We're waiting for, in this case, we're waiting for the buyers to push up significantly on the Nasdaq. We want the buyers to not sellers. No, go away, sellers. We want the buyers to push up. I got no control of what they do, guys, on the turn of the hour. So no control at all. We are looking for both of these markets to agree with each other. Nasdaq, have I got an alternate Fibonacci for you? Yes, I do. What time is that one? 14:15. Okay, what time is this one? The S&P, 14:15. That's the Fibonacci they should be using. Let's get rid of that one. We have charts in conflict here, guys. They don't know what they're doing. So you know how I actually wrote on the charts today, guys. The key to success today is dual charts. It's written here somewhere, right there, guys. That's the key to trading today, and we have done very, very well so far. There's no doubt about that. What do I recommend at this stage? Oh, for the FDAX traders, For the FDAX traders, guys, I need to see a lower low. We're looking for a buying signal off the S2. Okay, a buying signal off the S2. I don't have a lower low yet, guys. I don't have a lower low. So again, just keep an eye on that one for me. Again, your counter Fibonacci, we're going to be a very, very long way away from this counter Fib. All right, so we're going to have to be a little bit patient, guys. There it is right there. There's the counter Fib. Perfect. So going to be really patient, guys, on FDAX, on NASDAQ. Guys, because the buyers own the stair step, I'm looking for selling-based reversals. I'm looking for a selling-based reversal. Again, I must have agreement. We've traded very well today, guys. So don't, just because it's the turn of the hour, don't be romanced into misbehaving. What I want, guys, on NASDAQ, I may be asking too much, but what I want the NASDAQ, right? I want these buyers to push up here. I want them to at least get to these Fibonacci's here, these purple fibs, but it's obviously where the market failed before. I need them to push above that delta there. That's the one we picked up before. I need them well above that. So even those people that are entering limit orders can enter the limit order short. Fishing candle over Raymond, well done, mate. So you've entered over the body of the fishing candle, mate. That's fine. So guys, what Raymond has done is he's waited for the sellers to sell down, and then he's entered on that little black diamond delta right there, going long on the NASDAQ. The reason he's done that, the candle under here has got a 4 rating underneath it. So really, really strong candle. Okay. Now, so mate, well done. So you've got on the right side, you waited for the market to sell down, fail at a brick wall, then you've gone long, which is fine. But if that is your strategy, which is brilliant. Now, for the NASDAQers, I haven't touched my pink lines yet. Okay, so just be very careful here, guys and girls, particularly if you're already in really good profit. I know I sound like the fun police, guys, but the last thing I want you to do is go from really, really profitable back to neutral, which would be a little bit silly. Now, for the Nasdaq traders, you guys are in the last 90 seconds of your candle. So I would suggest, if you're being careful, guys, you're going to wait for this candle to close in 1 minute before you then wait for the buyers to push up through these purples, and then you're targeting these deltas short over here at 112.75 would be the highest sell order. Guys, you could actually round that down to 112 if you wanted to. I'd suggest we wait, guys, until this candle closes, so we don't get caught on the wrong side of a really, really strong candle. Now, guys, if the trade runs without us, it's okay. We've done okay. We've done all right. If the trade runs without us, absolutely brilliant. Guys, if it doesn't run without us, that's okay. We've got 22 seconds. So what we're looking for, ideally, guys, a loss of efficiency, which we do have. So we're looking for the NASDAQ, I want you guys to close about where you are right now. Right? Then I want the buyers to push up a little bit, fail very early in the candle. Almost fail very early in the candle. And then I'm looking for a short. So buyers, can you push up, please? Push, 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 push. Up you go, please. It's only for those people that can carry about 50 ticks of risk on the NASDAQ. Guys, you're setting up a short at 112. Okay, 112.50 would be a little bit more careful. Okay, so 112.50, you're waiting for these buyers to push into the market, right? You need them to get absolutely slammed. Okay, absolutely slammed. Now, again, risk is around 50 ticks, guys. So if you are going to go short, okay, if you are going to go short at 112.50, you're through your first target of 20 ticks already. So well done, guys and girls, if you've waited for the purple fibs. If you are short on NASDAQ, guys, a 20 tick first target, and then we're going to reduce the risk on the trade so we can't get smacked, please. So if you did go short at 112.50, all right, you've absolutely belted your 20 tick target. Guys, you've belted it. Now, interesting point. If those people that are trading the older deltas, well done. Guys, that was very, very fast movement. Okay. There is a backup red delta just there. So some of you wait for the buyers to push up and fail at the purple level, and then you go short. This has got the potential to go a little bit further, guys, but please make sure, particularly if the NASDAQ can engage that delta there. We're not selling again, guys. We're not selling again. We're just trying to maximize the profit on the trade we've already taken. Mark, beautiful trade. Keith, amazing trade, mate. Well done. So for those that waited for the buyers to show, fail at the 76s, they came back and picked up the older Delta V2, and they've already gone at least 50 ticks to the downside, guys. So everybody should be on the right side of that. Guys, again, we waited for the higher high, then we put the sell orders on. And guys, it's nothing but money for jam. And of course, Ahmed gets jumped. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. That's not fair. All right, so G's got 112. All right, so you got a 112 entry short, mate. Again, from 112, guys, we've already gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, almost 90 ticks, guys. Almost 90 ticks. Okay, now we're waiting for the next trade. Now we're waiting for the next trade. So don't just get angry, guys. If you get skipped, don't just don't push the panic button. FDAX, I've got nothing for the FDAX at this stage. There's nothing for the FDAX traders at this stage. So if you have gone short, guys, if you have gone short, again, it was those deltas on the other side. So again, guys, it's the gift that just keeps giving, all right? Provided you wait for the buyers to show, fail, and then put your order on. Absolutely brilliant. And we did have a trader, guys, who waited for the opening candle of the new hour. They sold down, ran into pivots. He grabbed that buying delta long. I think Cole actually got that one as well for 100 ticks. I thought 100 ticks, but 100 tick trade, but is 5 days worth of KPI. My wonderful wife, did you get that? All right, so Keto got that, guys. The big boss is in the house, so no swearing at this point in time. Big boss is back. So, guys, an interesting point, and I think it's a great learning, guys. Keto took that trade over there, and then went downstairs for half an hour. She then came back for the turn of the hour trade, waited for the buyers to push in, hit the V2 delta short, and smash the target again. And that normally means she's done for the day. I said again, but there's a lesson, guys. There's a lesson here. Actually, mind you, who's smarter, guys? Who's smarter? The person takes the trade, walks away for half an hour, or the guy that gets stuck here talking about trading? Interesting point, guys. Normally on the NASDAQ, you should, geez, exactly right. You should be finished your trading in the first 35 minutes of the first hour and the first around about 25 minutes of the second hour. Right? So if you've had a lovely winning trade on the NASDAQ today, guys, if you've had a lovely winning trade, last 90 seconds, we're about to pick up another short trade on the NASDAQ. Guys, we're going to pick up another one. So again, what I'm looking for, guys and girls, the market doesn't have to do what it's told. Can everybody see that delta V2 that's just been created? What I want is the buyers to push back above the level, tickle the purple Fibonacci's or tickle the black ones just here, the blacks off the 15-minute chart. Guys, and then we're going to try and pick up another short on the NASDAQ. Guys, if we pick that one up and we belt our targets, guys, we're probably going to put a literally line in the sand and say we're done. Because today, wow, okay, that's a big jump. As much as it's been really volatile, all we've done is wait for the safe trades and smash them. That's all we've done, which is very exciting considering there'll be a lot of people out there in the world who are like, it's too volatile, I can't trade today. It's like, well, you can trade, you've just got to respect the power of the markets. Now, I got nothing on FDAX. So FDAX traders, you've had a bit of a blinder, which is awesome. We are now, guys, look at this consolidation. We're consolidating pretty heavily. In fact, I'll tell you what we've done. We have now closed, every single candle's closed inside the range of that candle. Yes, 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 yes. Still in the range, still in the range, still in the range, still. Yep. So as the FDAX traders, a little bit of a warning that you might be running out of steam. You see your volume's dropped under 300 now. So that may mean that the FDAX just consolidates, guys, for the next maybe 35 minutes, 40 minutes. It'll come back after the European lunch. But at this point in time, they're very, very, very consolidated. So we'll just let them do what they do. Let's let them do what they do. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, what I need is I need the buyers to show again. I want them to blow up their volume, which they're not doing yet. I want them to get up here, get strangled by these purple twins, and then we're going to send them back down the other way. Now, I don't have a lower low yet. As if I get a lower low, or these guys even give me a double bottom, there's a lot of people that will globally see that as a swing trigger. So that means we're not going to take our short. We don't want to take a short against the trigger long. That may not be a particularly smart idea. So at this stage, guys, the only trade we can take on the NASDAQ, we're looking for the buyers to really, really show. Now, I want the buyers sort of up here again, guys, up where they went before. If we get the buyers back up here before, we are going to think about that trade short there. Why is that 114.25? Call it 114 even. We have not met the criteria of that trade, guys. Okay, at the moment, these guys are, again, I'd suggest it's all about the S&P. So let's clean it up. What we've got here is the S&P 500 is trying to sell back into the middle of its trend indicator. So the trend indicator normally catches these guys. So see here, we've sold back down towards the middle. We sold back down to the middle. This looks a lot like, guys, the S&P 500 is about to try and buy. All right. So again, guys, we still haven't met what we need on the NASDAQ. Come on, buyers, up we go. We've got to watch the last 90 seconds, guys. We've got around about 24 seconds. Okay. I'm going to make a call on the buyers, guys. They're too late. All right. If they came back up here in like the first 35, 40 seconds, brilliant. They didn't. They took 3.5 minutes to get here. All right. So my call, guys, we're not going short. Okay. Not going short at 114. We did need them to buy up here and fail badly. We're waiting for the fail badly. We've now entered the last 90 seconds. So guys, it means in actual fact, okay, that reversal sequence may be over for the trading session. So it's kind of important that we wait for the higher high and similar things. Can we bring it back on? Can we give me a call later? Yes, mate. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So what we're looking for, guys, at this stage, again, we just watch. Just watching. Yeah, mate, I'm with you. I'm with you. Steve is very, very good at what he does. Again, guys, look, to navigate a market, guys, so the volatility of the markets, sub sort of 135, 125. To navigate that kind of volatility safely today on NASDAQ and get some really good winning trades, guys, again, hats off to you guys. It's not easy to do. Okay, so what we need now is what we need now for the NASDAQ traders. Again, I need brand new buyer evidence that these buyers are pushing up. So brand new buyer evidence. I don't like the S&P trading back into its trend indicator. We're kind of 15 minutes into the second hour. Let's just be very, very careful. I'll tell you what the hint will be, guys. The hint will be a structured retrace. All right, so let's hunt for structure. Okay. All right, so these guys have just blown my structured retrace out the window. I'll tell you what's going to happen, guys. The NASDAQ is going to get up here to the twin 90s. Really, really powerful levels here. Guys, we're in the same boat we were in before. All right, if the buyers... FDAX. I'm going to have to go back to that gap Fibonacci. Okay. If you need another NASDAQ trade, guys, can everybody see that red delta short after these buyers are sold up? Guys, now, if you need another trade, guys, I need these buyers to blow their volume up, which they're not doing yet, right? They're not doing it yet. So we need them to climb. Again, guys, last 15 minutes of the session, we're going to start to get very, very selective about the trades that we take. For anyone that has entered any trade today, guys, you've done well. So it's a very, very, look at this European. Wow is all I can say. They are about to. All right, so there's the gap 50. All right, perfect. If we were to get a red delta, guys, if we were to get a red delta on the FDAX going back the other way, double checking that's correct. If we were to get a red delta on the FDAX, guys, it is a valid sell signal. It's a valid sell signal. Guys, obviously, I took my eyes off the NASDAQ for a moment. Some of you may have waited for the buyers to push through, hit the 88.6 again. If you've taken this delta short, guys, if you've taken that delta short, which is the red diamond short, your first target is 20 ticks, please. Well, guys, I was on the FDAX when this decided to push back down again. So your first target and risk control point is 20 ticks. All right, so again, I'm just going to assume that there are people that may have waited for the buyers to push up, get near these 88.6 again and go short. So guys, if you have done that, there's nothing wrong with that. What I would make sure at this point in time, guys, your first target is a 20-tick target, which I think they may have already gone through. If they get anywhere near, guys, that 20-tick target right there, all right, you would want to cut off the risk on your long-range targets, please. Okay, I've just watched that FDAX very, very closely. All right, here we go. Okay, so that's the third buying surge, guys. We normally get 3, and then the sellers will address. We're in the last 90 seconds, so you would want the sellers to address this very fast. The reason we're using a 20-tick, guys, the reason we're using a 20-tick, we're kind of back down to lower volatility style trading because we're now trading back into these purple levels. Okay, now highly, highly, highly likely. Again, guys, if I've got anyone short, guys, at that point in time, I'm pretty certain it's gone well beyond the 20-tick target already because this candle did go from green to neutral. So that means it's gone around 30 ticks to the downside. We're not going to take a new trade on NASDAQ, guys. So no new trades in the last 90 seconds. FDAX traders, that Delta V2 is valid short at 296, provided you can hold the risk of the trade. Okay, so these buyers have bought through to what's called the gap 50. So they bought through to the gap 50 fib. The risk is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's around 30 points worth of risk. Right? It's around 30 points worth of risk. At this stage, no new trades anywhere, please. Guys, no new trades anywhere. If the S&P and NASDAQ guys decide to buy above these key Fibonacci levels, if they decide to buy above, okay, we may be about to pick up buy signals. FDAX, you're still on a valid short. There's no question about that. Okay, so at 296. Now I'm going to keep an eye on, guys, I'll just keep an eye on the FDAX for a moment. So for the FDAX traders, what I like to see is a little bit of buying before they sell, right? So a little bit of buying before they sell. Most FDAX traders would be way over their daily goals. It's way, way, way over their daily goals. We're not going to go short again, guys, on the NASDAQ. Okay, we're not going to go short again. Again, our entry point, if we were to go short, is that red delta. Okay, what I want is the buyers to push up a little bit first and then get absolutely annihilated. Okay, FDAX traders. All right, see, we just got a little flash of green on this candle. All right, so if you are short, I did take my eye off it, but if you are short at 296, guys, your first target is 291. Your second target is 286. Your third target is 381. Your fourth target, guys, is 276. You're through your fourth target as well. So for the FDAX traders, if you waited for the little flash of green on this candle, there's really lovely structure behind it. If you've then taken the delta short at 296, it's gone through 4 targets, guys, gone through 5s, 10s, 15s, and 20s. If you are short on the FDAX doing a 1-to-1 risk to reward, first target is 5, second target is 35. MJ, beautiful trade. All right, beautiful trade. Now, anyone that was short on the NASDAQ, guys, you've just gone through your 20-tick first target and risk control point. All right, so everyone that's gone short on the NASDAQ is out in the clear, please. So everyone's in a good place. All right, so you've gone through your first target. Risk is controlled on your long-range contracts. As it turns out, they don't want to reverse back through those 76s. Okay. FDAX traders, you, again, as if you can hold the risk on the trade, as you, whoopsie, I don't want to move my structure around. If you can hold the risk on your trade, that delta V2, as we were briefed as we came into the candle, that delta V2 is an absolute no-brainer. Okay, that's just this mustard green candle says the buyers completely run out of steam. Just wait for the next candle, wait for the buyers to push up and fail, and then we're going to sell down at exactly 296, which is obviously going quite well because MJ's grabbed a 10 and 20 off it, which is a great trade, mate. 30 points on the FDAX is $1,200 US dollars. Sorry, 1,200 Aussie dollars. 1,200 Aussie. Do I have anyone on the FDAX that is short, guys, at 296 for long-range targets? All right, is there anybody short that's trying to hold short for a 1-to-1 risk to reward of 35 points? Guys, if you are, guys, you're going to target the pre-top down here plus around 5 points, right? So your target's around 263 for anyone that is looking for longer range targets. But for the FDAX traders, even if you're on the FDXM, guys, the micro contract, because the volatility's up, you are way beyond. You're way beyond your risk control point now. Okay, so again, I would expect the FDAX, guys, really, it won't struggle to sell down to around about the 263 mark. 263. You guys are already 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 points into the trade. It's probably going to quite happily sell down, guys, to 263. So if anyone is fascinated by a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, it's going to produce that trade for you pretty easily, I would suggest. Okay. And I've just got, as guys, right across the board, there's some really good profit. Guys, really good profit in the LTR today. So if you have been allowed to take a trade, guys, if you could take a trade today, absolutely phenomenal. Well done. Guys, it's been really dynamic. It's been very fast. Mind you, we've been very patient, guys, very deliberate, very, very deliberate by what we've done. We've waited for the buyers to fail or the sellers to fail, then we've joined the buyers. I think Greg might be able to tell you what the motto is, guys. Identify the team that's failing and join the other team. So we started doing that in, I think Greg started doing that, guys, in 2011. Identify the team that's failing and join the other team. That's all we've done today. MJ, 100 points. Well done. Jiz, looks like static entry doesn't disappoint. Not at all, mate. The static entries are hilarious, Jiz. That's why I think I even wrote on the chart, mate, to start. Look, right here. Volatility, be careful, dual market confirmation, and please use static trades. I can't, mate, I can't kind of sneak that into the webinar literally an hour and 25 minutes into the session. I can't kind of sneak it on there. But no, guys. And again, guys, Cody's on the LTR tomorrow. He's going to do exactly the same thing as we've done today. Exactly the same. So, guys, so if you're not a member of Samurai, guys, if you don't join us every day in the live trading room, guys, you're more than welcome. Guys, just go to the website, sign up for the LTR, and we'll be in the LTR doing exactly the same thing tomorrow, right? So if you do want to join us, guys, please don't be shy. You don't have to be trained by Samurai to join the live trading room. Now, again, we do education, we do all that kind of stuff. As we tend to find that it's more fun to do that through the live trading room. So if you've got any questions, guys, please do reach out to Samurai. My wife has taken 2 winning trades today, guys, as called in the LTR. So I will be very popular. I suppose that's a double-edged weapon, guys. If she takes a losing trade, then yeah, not very popular. If she takes a winning trade, very popular. 2 winning trades, double popular. Right? So it's kind of like we're running the gauntlet every day. Now, mind you, guys, you got to have fun with this thing called trading. All right. So many people out there in the world take trading too seriously. I would suggest just have fun with it. It is a game. It's a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. It is a game. It's an exciting game. It pays very well. And mind you, it pays very well, guys. It pays very well because we are very boring. We are very boring. We just do the same thing every day. So guys, on that note, we're literally, what are we looking at, guys? A couple of minutes, 3 minutes until the end. So I'll turn my camera back on. If you have got, there we go. If you've got any questions at all, guys, about anything that we do, anything that we've done today, Fibonacci numbers, anything, guys, please don't be shy. Guys, there's probably not a question I can't answer about futures trading, having done it since 2009. So if you do have any questions at all, guys, again, there will be a question coming off Jesus' comment there. A static entry, guys, a static entry, which is what all the beginner traders use today. What we did is we waited, like this big candle here on FDAX, guys. We waited for the candle to close. Then we interpreted what that meant. Then we got into the signal. So a static trader is this someone who waits for the 5-minute chart to close and then takes a trade, right? That's a static trader. Again, for the static traders on the NASDAQ, they waited for this candle to close, waited for the sellers to prove they'd run out of steam, and then they took their buying trade. And boom. So, young Arlen, how are you? We have navigated a very volatile day, and we did so. We didn't get our fingers burnt. We were very careful, and some of the traders have done almost 400 ticks on the NASDAQ, so around about $2,000 US. I know Greg's done a lot more on the S&P, but I don't know exactly how much, but it's a large amount. And yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. Is there a video that explains? Yes, TN. If you go to the Samurai website and go to the Starter Pack video series, it's on the website, mate, called the Starter Pack video series. That'll get you off and racing. Greg has made 9,000 today. There we go. All right, Alan, I'm all yours.
First of all, great job to Greg and great job to everyone. It seems like the markets are very, very good today. I feel like we say this every Thursday, but I mean, that's what happens when you have such good guidance like Lachlan here. So great job. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining for today's live training room session. If anyone here is watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, guys, if you want to be part of the chat, part of the conversation, make sure to register through our website and be part of the Zoom webinar, because we are streaming from a closed chat to our social platforms. Really, really interesting stuff. Also to add, we had some people asking about which tools Lachlan is using. So as well, like Lachlan had mentioned, they have on their website a lot of videos explaining that. And as well, we have a few coming up on our channel as well, starting from the basics, guys, starting from the basics, where Lachlan is going to explain for people who are just getting started this year as well, the basics to CFDs, to futures, and basically on how to get started with many of these things. So I mean, let's keep an eye out for that. And I mean, great job, guys. Great job. I will see you again next week.
Sounds great, Arlen. Guys, as I say every week, massive thank you to TTP, massive thank you to Arlen, and I'll see everybody next week. And well done today, guys. You belted them.